In Model 13, Hacking Web Server Lab 2, perform a web server attack.
Now, in this lab, there are two tasks. One is to crack FTP credential using a dictionary attack, and task number 2 is gain access to a target web server by exploiting log4j vulnerability. We will be performing both this task. Let's start with task number 1. So I've clicked on parent machine already, and I'm going to go ahead and have my terminal in root, which I already have. So I'm going to clear the screen. So here I'm going to type nmap-p21 and the IP address of Windows 11, just to make sure my port number 21 is open. nmap-p21 10.10.1.11. So yes, port number 21 is open, so FTP is there. I'm going to try and connect to the FTP. So FTP 10.10.1.11. Let's make sure my FTP spelling is right. It is prompting for a name, so I can give any random name and password. Now, unfortunately, the name and the password I'm giving is not correct. So we are going to go ahead and use brute force attack to find the username and password. And we are going to use the tool Hydra. Now, in order to use brute force, you need a list of username and passwords that you can apply against the target. So I'm going to click on places here, go to desktop, and in desktop there is module 13, hacking web server. Let's open that, and you will see word list. So you have password and username. So this contains a list of usernames and this contains a list of password. I'm going to copy them both and put it on the desktop so it's easy for me to reference. So I'm back here. I'm already on the desktop, so I can easily access the files. So I'm going to go ahead and type the following command. So I have typed hydra-l, and instead of giving the full path to the username, what I've done is, since I've copied the files directly to the desktop, I put /username. So from the desktop, it goes find for username.txt, and from the desktop, it's going to find passwords.txt. Since I'm giving the password list, I need to put -P, and my target is //10.10.1.11, and I'm going to press the enter key. It didn't find Hydra, so I need to just type it as lowercase. I have typed Hydra with lowercase h, and then it has started the attack. Let's give it a few minutes so that it can complete the process. The scan is completed and it found 3 login username and password: Martin, and the password is Apple. It found a login for Jason and Sheila. Let's go ahead and try connecting to the FTP this time using Martin's credential. So the username I'm going to type as Martin and the password is Apple. The user is logged in and the password you type is not visible. Now we'll go ahead and create a directory here, mkdir, and the directory is hacked. Now, if you want to check if the directory is created successfully, just go to your Windows 11 machine. Let's log in with the password. We'll go to the folder where the FTP is located, which is CFTP, and you will see the folder hacked created. Okay, so that is end of this particular task. Answer this question. Perform a dictionary attack using the THC Hydra tool to remotely access the FTP server hosted on the Windows 11 machine. Note, the wordless file is located in the module. Enter the password for the user Martin, which is Apple. And that's right. The next question. enter the username of the user with the password QWERTY, and the username is Jason. So that's the end of task 1. Moving on to task 2, gain access to a target web server by exploiting log4j vulnerability. Now for this, we are going to go to the Ubuntu machine. Let's go ahead and log in. Let's click on the username, and the password is Tor. And if you don't know the password, you can always find the password on the resources tab. I'm going to go ahead and open up the terminal and connect as root. Sudo su, the password is Tor. So first we need to install docker.io. So for that, we are going to just go ahead and update first before installing. Sudo apt get update. There's nothing to update, which is good. Let's go to sudo apt get install docker.io and press the enter key. So it's already installed and it has a newer version, so that's good. So moving on, so if you notice, we are in the Ubuntu location, not in the desktop. So I'm going to just go ahead and type cd two dots so that I'm going back to Ubuntu, and I'll run the last command to install Docker. Now I'm going to type dir to see the folder. So log4j shell POC proof of concept. There's a folder there. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the vulnerable server by going into the folder. Okay. So I'm going to type cd log4j. Now I'm in the folder. Let's type docker build -t log4j shell POC, and then press enter. I forgot the dot, which is the argument that it requires. So it's going to go ahead and install it on that particular folder that we are in. Once it is installed, we will run this command to start the vulnerable server. All right. It's been successfully built. So let's go ahead and start the vulnerable server. Docker run ---- network host log4j shell POC, and press the enter key. All right, the server is running. Let's leave it as it is and let's go to the parrot. I'm exiting out of my previous FTP. I'm clearing my screen. So I'm right now in a terminal with root privileges. So I'm going to go ahead and run the command nmap -sv so that I can find out all the services and their version that we're running, -sc 10.10.1.9. So -c option enables the use of default script in nmap so that it can help us with the identification. So I'm going to press the enter key. The scan is completed, and if we notice, we have found that on port number here, Apache Coyote 1.1, that's running on port 8080. Now we are going to go ahead and find the remote code execution attack on this Apache using the tool search exploit. So let's type search exploit -t In Apache, we're going to look for RCE. Okay, and behold, there is our log4j RCE. So we're going to be using this exploit, and before that I'm going to go to my Firefox and type the IP address of my Ubuntu machine to make sure that my website is up and running. http://10.10.1.9:8080 and press the enter key. Okay, the website is up and running. Now we are going to go ahead and install JDK 8, which is required for us for this particular vulnerability. So let's go back to our terminal. I am going to go for this folder on the directory. I went up one level above from the desktop and I see the folder log4j shell POC. So I'm going to go into that folder. And I'm going to go ahead, and I'm already a root user. So we need to extract the JDK zip file, which is located in the attacker location. And then we have to extract it and put it in a /user/bin. So let's type ls just to make sure we have the JDK file under this particular folder, and I don't see it here. So I'm going to go back one level above and type ls, and here we go. I find that particular zip file. Let's go ahead and extract the zip file using tar. All right, so I have extracted the file. So -xf basically extracts all the files. So now we need to move this folder, JDK 1.8. Let's see the file, the folder here, JDK 1.8.0 underscore 202, to a location under user/bin. So mv JDK 1.8.0 underscore 202 to /usr/bin and press the enter key. So the file is moved. Now we are going to go into the log4j folder. Now if you notice, the file is a little bit different because this file was supposed to be under the log4j POC folder, but it was not. So cd /log4j, and if I type ls, I will see the poc.py. I'm going to open it under the with the file, or with I'm going to open this under with the application Pulma, PLUMA POC. We are going to go ahead and update the location of our Java compiler. Okay, so let's start with line number 62. So we just basically mentioned the folder here, but we need to say /user/bin and then a /. I'm just going to copy it because we're going to make this change a few more places. Go to line number 87. Here we go. I'm going to press right click and paste. And then we have to make the same change in line number 99. Right click and paste. We are going to go ahead and save the file. File, save, file, quit. Now we are going to type nc-lvp 9001. So this command makes the machine to listen on port number 9001. Now, I'm supposed to be running this command on a new terminal, so let's just cancel this, open up a new terminal. I'm just going to open up a new tab and rerun the step number 33. And if you notice, I'm not root here. So I'm going to be listening on that particular port. Switching back to the previous terminal, I'm going to run this command. Let me type it. So we are going to be running the poc.python script using Python 3 on this IP address on the port number, and we are listening on 9001. There's a space here, which I didn't do it. And the web port is 8000. And let's press the enter key. Okay, so the error is because the folder changes that I made /usr/bin on 3 location. So it had 20, so I need to put as 202, which I have done. So I'm going to go ahead and save and quit. Now let's rerun this. All right, so it is now listening on that particular port, which is good. So now I'm going to go ahead and copy the send me. Right click, copy. I'm going to switch to my Firefox. And here I'm going to go ahead and paste it. And in the password field, I'm going to type anything. You can type randomly anything, and I'm going to click on login. Now let's go to the NCAT that where we are listening. So here is the netcat, and it is connected to that particular host. So now if I go ahead and type pwd, it shows my working folder, which is USR local Tomcat. Now if I type who am I am the root user. So this concludes the demonstration on how you can gain backdoor access exploiting a log4j vulnerability. Let's go ahead and answer this question. Install Apache Tomcat web server on Ubuntu machine and use Parrot security machine to scan for web server and exploit log4j vulnerability present in the Apache Tomcat on Ubuntu machine to gain access to the vulnerable server. Determine the HTTP server header that was found during the Nmap scan of 10.10.1.9. Let's go ahead and check that. The answer is Apache Coyote version 1.11. So this is the server header. Okay. So that brings us an end to this lab number 2 of module 13. Thank you.